Hey everyone, welcome back to Made with Blender. And today we're going to be doing some financial planning, the Blender style. We're going to model this cute little piggy bank from scratch, right? Whether you're looking to save up your digital gold or just want to master the art of subdivision surface, this tutorial is for you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's grab our mouse and go. So, as usual, select everything and delete, and then add a new cube for no good reason. So we're starting from a cube, and the first thing I would like to do is I'll add a subdivision level of 2, right? You can just use Control and 2 on your numpad. That will add a subdivision level of 2. If you use Control 3 to add 3, but for this particular model, I just need a subdivision level of 2, right? So I'm going to scale it on the y-axis just a little bit to give it the shape, right? So I think this is okay. I'm going to apply my scale and I'll press Ctrl A again, and then you hit this visual geometry to mesh. Yeah, so click on it. It will apply the modifier. Then I'm going to go to face, select, right? I'm going to select this face over here. I'm going to press I to insert, and then I'll select this ones as well and press I to insert it. This will be our legs, but before we move forward, I'm going to be using the auto mirror add-on, right? So go to edit preferences and then search for auto mirror and enable it. I'm using Blender 4.1, so these basic add-ons are still here. If you're using a higher version of Blender, you will have to be connected to the internet to enable and install the add-ons, right? But that aside, once you have enabled it, you uh, click on auto mirror. So what that does, it automatically deletes half of the model and add a mirror modifier. So I'm going to, okay, the next step also requires you adding another add-on. So after selecting these ones, you just go edit preferences and then search for loop tools, enable it, and then you can come back over here, right? So once you select this tool, right click loop tools, and then I'll use the cycle option, right? So that what that does is converts them into cycles, right? I'm going to press F to flatten them, because if you notice the way it's rotated here, it's a bit stretchy like this. So what I want to do is I want to change my orientation, right, from global to normal, and what I just hit to get that menu was the comma key on my keyboard, the next key after the M key, yeah, after the M key, right? So after changing it to normal, I can now rotate it on the Z axis. That's the Z axis on the normal. I'll just enable it. I'll just rotate it to something like this, just a little fix, rotate on the Z axis as well, rotate it just like this, and that's good. I'll change back to global. So I will extrude it on Z. I'll press Z and then Z again, because I want them in the legs flat like this. So I'll press S, Z, and then 0 on my numpad to flatten it. So I'll press G, Z. I want to reduce the height over there, right? Or I'll just increase it just a little bit. And then I will extrude this part down. I will insert the face and then GZ just a little bit and then insert it again. So perfect. You add a subdivision level of 1 again, this, and so this is what it looks like. And before we move forward, I would like to select these vertices over here. We notice it's making it look squarish. I don't know, like giving some kind of a square or let's say rectangular vibe to it. It's because of those points. So I'll use Alt S on my keyboard to scale them along their normals just a little bit, not so much, and don't scale it in too much. It will look like this. No, just a little bit, and I think some more for me. Okay, this is okay. All right. So you can see we have started to get our piggy bank shape. We have gotten the legs right. So I'm going to apply my mirror modifier, and I'm going to select this front faces. We're going to do the nose now. So insert it, right click, loop tools, and cycle. I'm going to scale this a bit. Yeah, scale it on the x-axis just a little bit, and then I'll extrude this, scale it on the y-axis by 0. That is to flatten it, right? Then I'm going to extrude this back like this, and then extrude it just a little bit. So something like this is okay. So the next step, I'm going to select these vertices over here, right click and subdivide. This will create this shape over here. So I'll just use Ctrl R to add vertices over here. I'm going to scale it to create some kind of a square shape over here. So now I can select this one and this one, this vertex, right? And then press J to join. I'll join these ones as well. Okay, mistakenly. So I'll join them, right? So this is looking perfect. I'm going to select this one and then scale it along the x-axis just a little bit. Then I'm going to select these two vertices. Okay, then Control Shift B, that is to bevel the vertices. Control B is to bevel edge, and then Control Shift B is to bevel the vertices, right? I'm going to bevel it to something like this. I don't want it touching here. And I'm going to use the full stop key on my keyboard to bring up this pivot point menu, right? That's the one after the comma key, right? And I'm going to change it to individual origins. So this way, once I scale on the x-axis, you can see it to scale them individually on the x. Yeah, something like this is okay. So I'm going to change back to median point, and I'm going to extrude this inward just a little bit, not that much, or I'm going to just drag it in a little bit. So this is looking perfect. So the nose has now been formed. I'm going to add a mirror one more time using auto mirror, but this time I'm going to drag the mirror above the subdivision. If not, you can see the shape we're getting from the middle. So I'm going to drag it above the subdivision, and it's going to fix that. So now off to the ears. I'm going to select this, and then I'll extrude it just a little bit. And for this part, I'll use Ctrl 2 on my keyboard just to add the subdivision levels to 2. This way, I want to see how the ears will look like when they are very smooth. Don't worry, we will change it back to level 1, that's subdivision, and later on we'll come and fix it. So slide this, right? This vertex, I'll slide this inward here, and I'm going to slide this part over here and slide this one over here. I'm going to select this one and also slide it somewhere around here and slide this one as well. So I'm going to select all 4 of these vertices, and I'll scale it. Go to front view, and I would like to move it forward and this looks okay. Yeah, this looks okay for me, right? So change it back to level 1, the subdivision. I know it will look weird, but don't worry, we'll fix that. I'm going to apply the mirror one last time, I guess. Yeah, one last time, right? So I'm going to select this, Ctrl Shift B, and then I'll bevel this. This is for the tail, right? So I'm going to subdivide this using the loop cut tool. Going to join these areas just like this, right? Going to select these ones, right click, loop tool, and cycle. Now this looks perfect. So I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to add a loop cut down here, just somewhere like this. Add another loop cut here. Yeah, I think I don't know. Press G to slide it out, just something like this. Alright. So select these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this the tail area. Yeah. So to be spiral like this. So I'm going to extrude this, move it down here, I'll rotate it, scale it, and extrude this, move it here, rotate it like so, extrude this, move here, rotate it, go to make sure you X-ray view when selecting everything here, so that select the back vertices as well. Rotate this like so, select this ones, rotate this, move them here, rotate, move these ones here, going to extrude this, move this here, going to select this ones, rotate. So that's just mainly what we're going to be doing. Extrude and rotate. Right? So I'm going to select this ones, rotate it like this, extrude this part, and then move it here, rotate it here, scale this part down just a little bit. I will now extrude the last part, and then move it here, rotate this. So this is looking perfect. You can alt select that, and then I'll just adjust it something like this. And I think what I'll do, I'll scale this on the z-axis just a little bit, and then I will scale this down. I'll select this part over here, scale it just a little bit, alt select that part here, and scale it on the x-axis too, because it's looking somewhat stretched through this side, right? Select this one, scale it on the x-axis as well, scale this on the x-axis just to make it fit rounded. Alright, scale this on the x-axis. So this is looking good. So the next step is I'm going to select this part and move it outward like this. Select this one, and then I'll move it to the side like so, so that it won't be overlapping. Select this one as well. I'll move it just a little bit. Select these faces, and then I will rotate it something like this. Alright, so this is our piggy bank's tail. I think I'll reduce the size of my piggy bank's tail, the tail. Alright, I want to reduce the size, so something like this. Yeah, way more cuter this way. So this is it. I'm going to apply the subdivision surface modifier now. So I'm going to select these two, right, vertices, Control B, not Control Shift B, this time Control B, and just to your liking, to whatever size you think your coin will be. I think something like this okay for me. Alright, going to select this one and then right click, subdivide. So without using any other tool or going out of edit mode, I'm going to select this tool, press Shift R. What this does, it repeats the last two, right? So I'm going to join these two area, Shift R, Shift R, and then Shift R. Going to add one loop cut over here, right? Is that even necessary? And I think I'll just dissolve it. Then, so I will select this face, right? I'm going to extrude it inward like this. Press Alt S to take it inside more, right? Going to press X to delete the face. Going to add a loop cut over there. I'm going to add the subdivision level of 1. Yeah, so Control 1. So you can see now it has fixed most of those issues over there. And I'm going to add a loop cut just over here. So the last step is to add the eye. I'm going to select this part, Shift S and cursor to selected, because that's where I want to add the eye. So I'll add mesh and then UV sphere. Go down here and then I'll change my segment to 16 and my rings to 8. I'm going to isolate it using forward slash on my keyboard, and I'm going to select these vertices and delete the vertices. I'm going to scale it, Control A, and apply my scale. I can go back now. I'll scale it down even more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my snap menu. I use Control Shift Tab. You can see it over here on my screencast key, right? Control Shift Tab. Going to change the snapping menu option to face and align rotation to target, right? So snap individual to, okay, so face project, or okay, yeah. So if I press G and then hold down Control, it will now, yeah, so it have snapped it to that face, right? So that's it. Right click, shade smooth. I press G, Z, and Z twice to rotate it, to move it on the Z axis, local Z axis. But it's still looking off, so I'll rotate it on the local X axis, and then you can see we're fixed that. I'll rotate it on the local Y axis, just like that, and we're fixed most of it. Okay, I'll rotate it on the local X. I think this is okay. So I'll move it outward on the local Z, and then I'll scale it on the local Z as well, just to make it a bit flat. So I'll add my mirror modifier, and then the mirror object, I'll select the piggy bank, the body, right? So that's it, done modeling, or done modeling. So what's next is to add materials. I'm going to add this material. Let me go to material preview, right? So I'm going to add this pink look. I'm going to reduce the roughness down just a little bit, and then I'm going to select the eye, add a new material, give it black, and then the roughness I'll take it down to just a little bit. And there we have it, from a simple cube to a fully formed piggy bank. As you saw, starting with a subdivided cube instead of a sphere gave us that perfect pinch-free geometry, making the ears and curly tails much easier to model. If you followed along, you have now got a solid foundation in organic box modeling with clean topology, right? And don't forget to render, play around with some ceramic shaders, and maybe drop some few digital coins in there. Who knows? My pilot to buy a new PC. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notification to get notified when I release my next video next week Monday. So with that, thank you for watching once more, and see you guys. Peace.